Hey everyone, it's Tobes, and welcome to your second monitor. Today for Midweek Magic, we have an event called Chromatic Start Standard. I was confused about what this could be because there was no description online. Essentially what it is both players get this emblem. At the beginning of your upkeep, conjure a chromatic star onto the battlefield only once. So essentially both players just start with a chromatic star in play. Chromatic star is an old artifact that says you pay one, tap and sack it to add a mana of any color, so it filters your mana, and then whenever this artifact dies, just draw a card. So otherwise, this is just a standard event. You just come in with a standard deck, and both players start with a chromatic star. So yeah, not the most thrilling midweek Magic concept, but it's something. So I thought about what kind of deck would I want to start with a little cheap artifact in play. And what made me think of that was Wilds of Eldraine's bargain mechanic, where as part of casting a spell, as an additional cost, you can sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token and get a little extra effect. That grew into a food deck that I'm calling 5-Star Cuisine because we've got a chromatic star. I'll show it to you in the form of a Moxfield page. So this is 5-Star Cuisine. It's a Golgari food deck. I've got this Moxfield deck link in the video's description. I do have all the cards tagged, and I'll just run through the tags real quick if you want to look at them, and then we'll go through them by card type instead. So I have fully 29 cards that will make food somehow. I also have 16 cards tagged as feasts, which means these cards care about food or let us have a way to use that food, to sacrifice the food, or, experimental confectioner gives us something when we sacrifice food, since, of course, food can sacrifice itself. But we also have 2 copies of Candy Grapple and 2 copies of High Fey Negotiator, both of which have bargain. So we can use them if we don't want to draw an extra card to, just because we can with Chromatic Star. We can save it until we can get out the Negotiator or have a Candy Grapple and use it to bargain these spells and get a little more value out of them. Generally, we're not going to need the star to fix our mana because we have an okay mana base. Beyond food and feasting, we have some win cons, Midnight Snack and Night of Sweet's Revenge, which can both use our foods to hopefully win us the game, either by draining our opponent out or by pumping up our creatures. And then we have 10 pieces of removal, ramp in the form of Return to the Wilds, and a few cards that will draw us cards. Even though Bristlebud Farmer doesn't actually draw us cards, it'll let us mill 3 and then put a permanent into our hand, so it's card advantage. As for our land base, it's not really all that exciting. I just sort of did an even mix, because we've got an even mix of colors, of basics, and then just whatever nice, rare dual lands I had. I ran 4 Underground Mortuaries because I had 4. So if you've got only 1 or none of those, and then you've got a bunch of Verges, that's fine too. It's a standard deck, so the fast lands are good. Blooming Marsh is there. So let's go through these cards. I'm going to blow through them pretty quick, as you've heard me doing so far. We'll talk about why they're useful, and then we'll get into some games. So this is a combat damage deck, so we've got a lot of creatures, 20 creatures. Tough Cookie is 1 and a green for a 2/2 food golem. When it comes in, it makes a food. We can pay 2 and a green to turn a non-creature artifact into a 4/4 creature until end of turn. So that's us animating our foods and using them as surprise blockers or slamming in with them. And of course, because Tough Cookie is itself a food, we can pay 2, tap and sack it to gain 3 life. It's food. Vine Reap Mentor from Bloomburrow is a black and a green for a 3/2 Squirrel Druid, so it's a little above rate creature, and when it enters or dies, we make a food. So it's here to give us food and hopefully trade in combat. Experimental Confectioner, 2 and a black for a 2/3 Human Peasant. It comes in, it makes a food, and it doesn't let us use food for anything, but whenever we sacrifice food to a different effect, or just to the food's inherent ability, we make a 1/1 rat that can't block. So sometimes we end up going wide in this deck, and these rats are a great way to do it. Greta is the face of our deck. Love Greta. 1 a black and a green for a 3/3 legendary human warrior that comes in and makes a food. We can pay a green and sacrifice a food to put a 1/1 counter on one of our creatures, but only at sorcery speed. Or we can pay 1 and a black and sack a food to draw a card and lose life, which is not at sorcery speed. So this lets us pump up our creatures, including Greta herself, and turn our food into card draw. We don't have to worry about sacrificing the food and losing life because we can also sacrifice the food later to get more life. We have a few honored Dray leaders, 3 of these. For 2 and a green, it's a 1/1 trampling squirrel warrior, but when it enters, it gets a number of counters on it equal to the number of food and other squirrels that we have, and whenever food or other squirrels enter, it gets additional counters for that. So oftentimes, this is a 3 mana 6/6 trample that continues to get bigger. I would pay 3 mana for a Colossal Dreadmaw, so yeah. I had 1 Bristleblood Farmer in my collection, so I said let's run it. 2 and double green for a 5/5 Trampling Plant Druid that enters and makes 2 foods, and whenever it attacks, we can sacrifice 1 food to mill 3 and put a permanent from among the milled cards into our hand. That seems pretty good. I've definitely used that when I'm light on land and I'm trying to get that 5th land. Bristleblood Farmer helps me with it. I'm running 1 Gingerbread Hunter, mostly because it's 2 spells in 1. Since it has the Puny Snack Adventure, for 2 and a black, we can give a creature -2/-2 until end of turn. That's a nice instant piece of removal. It's not very strong, but it helps. But this is a 4 and a green 5/5 that comes in and makes a food. So it brings food with it, and it's a good blocker. It's a good threat. You know, a lot of times it's good removal bait when we've already gotten the value that we really care about out of it. And then finally, 2 Hyphae Negotiators, I mentioned before, 3 and double black for a 3/5 flying fairy warlock with bargain. So when it enters, if it was bargained, meaning if we sacrificed an artifact, enchantment, or token, it drains our opponent for 3 life, and we gain 3 life. So it's like anti-food for them and food for us for free. It's a little bit of a flying Siege Rhino. It's not as good as Siege Rhino, of course, but it's doing a good imitation of it in our deck, especially if we're able to sacrifice our Chromatic Star to it, and then we draw a card as well. Next up, Return from the Wilds is our only sorcery. We get 2 copies of it, 2 and a green to choose 2 of these 3 effects. The first one is Rampant Growth. Search for a basic, put it in the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. The second makes a 1/1 human, and the third one makes a food. Unless I am just desperate for blockers, I always find a land and make a food, because we care about food in this deck. For instance, we have Candy Grapple to start things off. 1 and a black, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn, but it has bargain, so if we want to sacrifice one of our artifacts, enchantments, or tokens, which is usually a food, but who knows, sometimes we have this 1/1 creature token, it'll give a creature -5/-5 instead. Good, kind of flexible removal. I am only running 1 copy of Paw Patch Formation. If I were going to build an actual sideboard to this, I'd probably put more copies of this in there because it's our only source of enchantment removal. But it does kill things with flying. Anyway, for 1 and a green, it destroys an enchantment, destroys a flying creature, or it draws us a card and makes us a food. Usually we're using it for that last one. We just cycle it and make a food, but sometimes we need to kill a dragon. Savor is also 1 and a black, and while it only gives -2/-2 as opposed to Candy Grapple, it also makes us a food, and sometimes that's all we need. And then finally, for our quote-unquote premium removal, it's Bake into a Pie. 2 and double black, destroy target creature, make a food. Seems good. Last of our spells are these enchantments. The Witch's Vanity, really great to bargain away if we've already gotten our value out of it for the first couple of chapters, or if it's on the stack, the 3rd chapter's on the stack, we can bargain away with Candy Grapple, since it will already have the 3rd chapter on the stack and still resolve even with the Witch's Vanity in play. In any case, 1 and a black, chapter 1, destroy an opponent's creature with mana value that is mana value 2 or less. 2nd chapter, make a food. 3rd chapter, make a Wicked Roll attached to one of our creatures. Wicked Roll, of course, is the one that says enchanted creature gets +1/+1, and when this roll goes to the graveyard, an opponent loses a life. Is it an opponent? Is it each opponent? We only have 1 opponent at a time in Arena, of course, but it's each opponent, so I guess that's nice. I don't think people are going to be running this deck at F&M, but you never know. And then Love Midnight Snack from Foundations. 2 and a black for an enchantment with Raid. At the beginning of our end step, if we attacked, we make a food. We're probably going to be attacking, so we're going to be making bonus foods. And then we can always pay 2 and a black and sacrifice Midnight Snack to drain our opponent for an amount of life equal to the amount of life we've gained this turn. So usually the way I use this is, I've got plenty of mana. It's kind of late game. I sacrifice 3 foods and then Midnight Snack, and I've gained 3 life, so I drain them for 9. Usually that will... Or rather, I've gained 9 life because of the 3 foods, and I drain them for that same amount. That's usually enough to put them to bed. especially if I have Knight of Sweet's Revenge in play. This is 3 and a green for an enchantment that enters and makes a food. It lets all of our foods tap for green, so this is the reason we don't need much more ramp in our green deck. And for 5 and double green, we can sacrifice this enchantment to give all of our creatures a power and toughness bonus equal to the number of foods we control, only as a sorcery though. So we can't use this as a trick before we attack, or rather during our attack, but still pretty nice, even if all it does is for 4 mana come in and make a mana rock in the form of a food that taps for green. So yes, I've definitely powered out more and more things with Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Yeah. And like I said, it doesn't really matter what you run in terms of your land base, as long as you're not running a whole bunch of tap lands that aren't doing much for you, like the crime lands from OTJ are fine. The gain lands that came back in Foundations and in TDM, Tarkir Dragonstorm, they're fine. But I feel like if you are running some non-basics, they should probably be rares because they'll give you a little bit more of a leg up. Especially in this deck, Restless Cottage, because it is a creature land that can eat things out of graveyards, but it makes you food as well. It's sort of our 39th card that makes food, or rather 30th card that makes food, since we have 29 others. So that's the deck. This is 5-Star Cuisine, and we're going to play some Magic. Let's go into Arena and get into it. As usual, we want to try and we're going to play until we close out the event, which is to say we get 3 wins. I don't know that we will get them very quickly because this is not a strong standard deck, but it is a lot of fun to play. Food decks are always a lot of fun, and this one I think will be no different. Anyway, game 1. All right, we've got no green mana, so this is not ideal. We're going to mull this. Okay, this is a little bit better. We can put the Bristlebud Farmer on the bottom since we only have 1 green pip available to us right now. We are on the play, and we're going to start off with this Mortuary, and it's another Mortuary. That's fine. We've got our Chromatic Star. I think we want to get going, so let's play the Vine Reap Mentor and get ourselves a food. What's nice is we can Candy Grapple and sack our Chromatic Star to draw a card to kill whatever they drop if it's something intimidating. Which, for 1 mana, it probably will not be. Oh, they just go ahead and get rid of their Chromatic Star now, and presumably they have something they can cast. There it is. Yeah, reasonable. I think we are gonna... We need a threat. Let's get Greta out. Which is nice because we now have 3 foods available to us. Our next land is going to be a tap land in all likelihood, but we can use 1 of our mana for Greta to pump her up. Oh, maybe not. Our opponent is white and black, and we are dead all over. Alright, well, we can play the removal game too, I guess. We'll see if they drop something that is mana value 2 or less that we can use the Witch's Vanity on, so we don't have to use our Candy Grapple. Ooh, they're just passing. Okay. Well, let's Restless Cottage, just so we can have that available to us next turn. And we'll keep going. Are they just passing? Oh. Human Husky, I don't know what you're doing. I will play this Underground Mortuary. Honored Dray Leader. I think I'm going to do the little known, or little seen, make 2 tokens mode of this, so I don't have to shuffle away my Dray Leader. And we'll just pass. This way, when the Dray Leader comes out, it will come out as a 5/5 presently. Ooh. They make their thing into a thing. They make their land into a creature. Seems good. I wonder what the plan here is. Are we like an enchantments deck? Ritual Chamber. Ooh, they've got a demon. That seems good. Well, what we can do is we can Candy Grapple Let's bargain it just so we can get rid of our Chromatic Star. We don't really need to, but helps us draw a card. That's nice. And then the Witch's Vanity will let us kill that demon. Which means unless they have another Unholy Annex, they're not that likely to have another demon, which means they're going to be drawing a card, it's true, but also losing life. So let's attack with our 1/1, because we don't mind. And then we'll play this Dray Leader. And it's big. This gives them something they can use their removal on, because I imagine they'll have some. But we'll see. Bleach Bone Verge. Alright. Activate their Sanctuary. Attack with it. Maybe not. Okay. Make a food. Bigger Dray Leader. Let's attack with both. Might as well. Because we can savor their Sanctuary. Make an extra food. Assuming this resolves. Yep. Get an extra damage out of it. So we're doing the same amount of damage as if they had not blocked. And they lose their land in the process. Pretty okay. We'll play our Midnight Snack. Raid trigger. We get another food. Dray Leader gets bigger. That Dray Leader is probably not long for this world. But we'll see. Yep. I think we're getting moused over. But that means we can Restless Cottage as well. Seam Rip. Okay, what are we getting rid of? I guess... Oh, sure. Seems good. We'd gotten most of our value out of that anyway. Our Dray Leader is gone. Exiled. That's okay. Because we have a Restless Cottage. Probably better to use than the Cookie at the present moment. We'll get rid of their land here. Doesn't really matter much. And pass the turn. Making another food. We got lots of food. And if we draw another untapped land, we win. There's Ashiok. Because we can use 4 mana to gain 6 life off of... No, not yet. Alright. Well, let's Confectioner. And we'll make a cookie. And these things... Cards put into exile, they get counters. Right. Bidding of combat on your turn. The card was put into exile. And Ashiok exiles things? Yeah.
Such enticing thoughts.
Just want them to gain 0 life and for us to draw an untapped land. A creature they control and their graveyard? That's rude. Let's get rid of the Confectioner, I suppose. Their weird nightmares are going to get bigger. We're going to take 4, because we will not block with our cookie. Oh, that's fine. Well, I was right. We're not blocking with the cookie. We just need some land. So that we can Midnight Snack them to death. I would approve of that. There it is. Hope this works. Did they have a response? No, we got there. Good game, Human Husky. That's fun. Throne of Eldraine is my favorite set, and it introduced food as a mechanic, so I'm always excited to play a food deck. It's been a long time since I put one together for Standard, but that's alright. We have our first prize. Ooh, it's a mythic. It is Girid, Mirror of the Wilds. Red, green, and a white for a 3/3 hasty legendary human shaman. Non-token creatures you control have tapped to create a token as a copy of this token. Oh. Copy of target token that you control to enter this turn. Oh, that seems like a fun commander deck. Yeah. Maybe at some point I will build all the legends from OTJ as commander decks, the way I'm currently doing with March of the Machine. Okay, game 2. Champagne Charlton. Okay. Hello, Champagne Charlton. We have a fine hand. Fine with me. We are on the draw. We're probably going to Vine Reap Mentor first on turn 2, unless they play something threatening, in which case we'll Witch's Vanity. Do they have a turn 1 play? Let's see. This is... oh, OTJ. Very nice. Look at these big tumbleweeds. So cool. Good job, Adam Paquette. You can always trust Adam Paquette for good lands. What I don't like is one of the updates recently, if you look at the close details of a card, you can't just click anywhere to get off of it. You have to click the card itself. Well, our opponent's taking their time, so I'm going to mess with all their little things. Maybe move some of these horses around. We can only get these front 2 guys here. Oh, don't need to emote. Little horse. Got some other soldiers back here. Playing with our toys. This is really good content, by the way, in case you were wondering. I hope our opponent hasn't just left us. Well, we can underground mortuary. See what's up next. Yeah, we can keep our land on top. Other horses. All right. What's going on, opponent? I thought I saw them and their hand light up a moment ago. Okay, good. They're not gone. Ooh, Seraphic Steed. What people lovingly call the lesbian horse. Although that would be Sapphic Steed. But yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, we have First Strike, Lifelink, 2/2, and if it attacks while saddled to make an angel in the process, it's pretty good. The First Strike is a problem. Maybe we should have Witch's Vanity this instead. Well, at least they're not saddling it. I think we will Witch's Vanity this. Let's go ahead and attack first to see if they have a trick. Happy to get their tricks out of their hand. Yeah, steer clear. Suits me. We get another food. Which is great because the more food we get, the bigger this Dray Leader gets once we play it. Next turn we can Vine Reap and Cookie, and then maybe the turn after that we use the Dray Leader. It's also nice because the Cookie is a food and the Vine Reap Mentor is a squirrel, and they both come in making cookies. So this would come in as like a 7/7, but it'll be an 8/8 because we'll have another food by then too from the Witch's Vanity. So much value. All right, we got a 3/3 that gets bigger when their stuff dies. Their stuff dies. We'll play this Mentor. We'll play this Cookie. We'll pass the turn. We have been crimed. Congregation Grift. 1/4 flying lifelink. When it attacks while saddled, it gets a bonus power toughness equal to the number of mounts they control. So it gets 1 at least. Let's put it on the Vine Reap Mentor. That way it can die and do some damage in the process. I think it would be nice to get out our Dray Leader right now, but then we're not doing much else with it. Let's go ahead and do that, I guess, because then we can attack with our Vine Reap Mentor and maybe get an additional Dray Leader trigger if they choose to kill the Mentor with their Vengeful Townfolk. They don't. I smell a removal spell. But if this is a mounts deck, another Griff, sure. Saddled up. So this is going to become a 3/6 lifelink in the air? Yeah, because there are 2 mounts, itself included. Okay. Lifelink is a little annoying, but I only say that because we are also a food deck. Alright, we've got Greta. Let's play her so we can make our Dray Leader just a touch bigger. She comes in, makes a food, Dray Leader triggers, gets a counter. Tough Cookie is going to animate our Chromatic Star. And we're going to attack with everything, because they might be able to throw from the saddle our Cookie, but then they have to deal with 2 4-power creatures and a 9/9 Trampler. My hope is that they block... Oh, they don't block at all. Okay. Do they have a split up in hand? Some other board wipe of some sort? I mean, that's okay with me if they do. They will go to 1 from the Vine Reap Mentor dying, and therefore the Wicked Roll going to the graveyard. But that doesn't stop us... Oh, never mind. Good game, Champagne Charlton. We got there. See, this is a fun deck. Low curve, lots of synergy. I mean, food is just a good time. And of all the pre-made tokens, food seems like the most boring because it just gives you life. But, oh, we get a Lich Knight's Conquest. Hey, bargain away as many things as you want and get that many creatures back. Perfect thematics here. All right, this is game 3, maybe our last game. We'll see. Against Hayabe. Hayabe. Is this Mabel? Looks great. Okay, we have enough mana to get out some of our removal, kind of rolling the dice and be able to get Greta out, but I think we can do it. We'll start with a plain old basic swamp and pass. Because we can just crack the Chromatic Star to draw a card if we feel like we need to. And we can do that as part of casting a spell. Never mind, wasn't even necessary. We've got enough mana to get out Greta when we Blooming Marsh next turn. And then if we get... Ooh. Target opponent's hand. Interesting. Well, they're welcome to look at our hand. We are going to savor them after this resolves. So we can start with food in play. And they're going to get to see our hand either way. So that's why I did this before, or rather after the effect resolves. Just to be done. We get our Candy Grapple back. It's fine with me. We can play Greta. Make some food. Sounds good. If we get any other untapped mana, we can filter, even if we get black, through the Chromatic Star to play the Bristleblood Farmer. We've got a Moonrise Cleric, but we didn't need to do that. Moonrise Cleric is 3 mana, so let's just go a little harder on them. We'll play the Farmer, make some more food, attack with Greta. Cleric, when it attacks, they gain life. Is this a Bats deck, maybe? They've got... Oh, it's Elenda. Ooh. Elenda has hexproof from instants. A lot of our removal is instants. That's not great. Well, what do we do here? think we'll do this. Let's put a counter on Greta. And we'll attack with Greta. And if they want to trade their Elenda for Greta, that is okay. Because we have another Greta. They do not. Excellent. So we can hang on to our Bristlebud farmer. And let's just go ahead and put a counter on the Bristlebud farmer as well. And then we'll just pass. That way we've definitely got a blocker for Elenda. We won't lose the Bristlebud farmer in the process, probably. And we can candy grapple that Moonrise Cleric if we want to. Sure. 3 life if you control a bat. What if they don't control a bat? So they will kill Greta, but they don't gain the 3 life because they didn't control a bat as the spell resolved. We exile a creature control and our graveyard. Ah, that betrayal was strategic. Oh well. They are back up to 18, which is not above their starting life total, so Elenda doesn't become a 5/5. We can play Greta. And we can make Greta a 4/4 right away, just to hopefully stave off our opponent having Elenda go up to a 5/5. They may have a removal spell. If they do, that's okay. Actually, I think that sounds good. Let's go ahead and filter this through our star. Make Greta able to kill Elenda. That's less likely for them to want to trade, and I would have kind of rather them trade, but I don't mind just having a big Greta either. Zoraline, that's pretty good. They get their bat back. They take our experimental confectioner, perhaps? Nope, they take our removal spell. That's okay. We couldn't use it to kill Zoraline anyway. Thank goodness Elenda has to get up to a 5/5 before she has Menace. She's just backbreaking. Well, we're going to play our Restless Cottage, and here's this experimental confectioner. And we can maybe make rats. We're going to see how this goes. Yeah, let's use Greta to make Greta bigger. We'll make Greta kind of significantly bigger. And then hopefully we can make her even bigger so that she can deal with things soon enough. We don't want to trade her for Elenda and Zoraline right now, which maybe they would trade. But we're a little bit behind the 8-ball in terms of cards. Life Creed Duo is annoying. Essence Channeler is even more annoying. Great. You've lost life this turn. It has Flying and Vigilance. When you gain life, it gets a counter. So it's a Pride Mate, kind of. And when it dies, its counters go on something else, which will be Elenda. Scoured Barrens. Rough. I wish Restless Cottage had Death Touch, like the Sharkland. Whatever that one's called. Restless Catacombs, Depths, something. Dray Leader is a 3-mana 1/1 at present. It's not great. Elenda is too big for me to be comfortable with. I think we may have lost this game. I say we pass, because they're just going to slam in the air, and Elenda's going to take out a lot of her... Oh, goodness, Enduring Innocence. Well, gain some life, get some triggers. They don't attack with Elenda, presumably. They do. Okay, let's see how this all shakes out. I refuse to pay attention to these triggers. I think we're dead. Yeah. Yeah, they've got flyers that are too much for us. Good game. We will activate the cottage so we can at least kill Alinda. We'll put everything on Alinda. Give them the love hedron and lose the game. Good game, Hayabe. Bye, Yabe. That's fun. Haven't seen a bat stack in a little while. And that was mostly a bat stack. Alright. Well, let's try again. It's game 4. Against Dedyek. And it's Yargle. Love Yargle. Let me know in the comments if anyone enjoyed the Yargle Day stuff. We still have it going on. This is not terrible. I can do this. In the form of the Yargle achievements. They are hard to deal with. I built some stuff for them, and it's not very good stuff. We'll hang on to our Paw Patch formation to see if they have... Oh, well, they're playing Chocobo, which is not the normal kind of bird I would like to kill with flying, but it is something. But what we can do against that Chocobo is Candy Grapple it. Do it before they have mana available to protect it. Another Chocobo. Seems reasonable. And we are doing some Evolving Wilds type shenanigans. Seems good. Let's play our mentor. Do we mentor? Let's slow down a little bit. Let's ramp. And yeah, we'll just take the damage. What are we missing? Nothing. Bristly Bill, yeah. Here it is again, and they drop a Fabled Passage, so their Chocobo is enormous. We can Vine Reap. If we get another black source, we can Knight of Sweet's Revenge and Vine Reap. But I don't know if it's going to save us. I guess we don't really need another black source. We can Chromatic Star. So, Knight of Sweet's Revenge. We can Greta if we feel like it, but I'd rather lose my... We'll tap here. Turn it into black to draw a card. Didn't help, but we have it. We get our food. Seems good. Maybe we'll Paw Patch just to get more food and draw a card so we can get lands out of our hand, maybe draw into something stronger. Doesn't seem like a terrible choice. Wow, another Fabled Passage. Amazing. Good for them. You know, it's... At some point, that we're going to get some kind of fight spell that's going to leave us defenseless. They've already got 12 damage on the battlefield right now. Yeah, we will block here. Make ourselves another food. We need creatures. We need removal, really. What we need is a bake into a pie. That's not a bake into a pie. That's a Vine Reap Mentor. That's fine. Let's see what's up next. If it's anything good. We do not need land. We will Vine Reap. A little Greta. Yeah, Greta. And then we can use Greta to make Greta really big. Tap a food, sacrifice the same food. This is only at sorcery speed, so if they've got some kind of interaction, that's not great. But we're going to do this with just, let's say, 5 of our foods. Just to try and be as quick as we can so we can deal with Bristly Bill. I mean, the problem is Bristly Bill is just going to become huge. Maybe we just do this with all of them. We'll save 2 so that we'll save one, let's say. That way, when the Vine Root Mentor dies, we'll make another one. We'll have plenty of mana for it, but I'm not worried as much about the mana as I am about just being able to sacrifice food for life. Yeah, we're going to do one more. Because this way, if they get a Bristly Bill trigger that goes on Bristly Bill, and then they activate Bristly Bill, he's going to become a 10-10, and this can at least trade with him. We'll see what happens, though. It looks like we're trying to protect ourselves against the Chocobo. We are not. We want to kill the plant guy. Alright, let's see what kind of tricks they've got. Because we're not dead yet, but maybe they have something. If they activate Bristly Bill... Oh, Titanic Growth. That's pretty good. But now they can't activate him. But they have another Titanic Growth. That's fair. That's fair. You got me, Dead Yak. All I have is a food, a swamp in hand, and something that's not going to win me the game. Nope, Blooming Marsh. Let's go ahead and eat this, and then give him a good game. Good game. That's enough for me. Hey, they said it back. Thanks, Dead Yak. Good game to you. Not everyone says it back. Not everyone has enough time to say it back, to be fair. Alright, we're 2-2. Let's try again. Game 5. Ooh. Kilo avatar. This is Busaloti. Hello, Busaloti. This is not a great hand, but we're going to try it. We've got Underground Mortuary that can get us somewhere. That is not where we want to be. We'll play a swamp and hold up our removal. They are green and blue. Ooh, what a great breeding pool. Look how cool. Yeah, we'll just pass. We don't want to play the Dray Leader yet. We want it to have something to show for itself. Let's see what they do here. We do want to remember that if they play something really threatening, we can Candy Grapple and sacrifice the Chromatic Star in the process. Let's go ahead and Paw Patch to get things started. Draw ourselves a card, get ahead of just a touch. Ooh, Bake into a Pie. That's our best removal. Alright, a lot of interaction. I still don't want to play the Dray Leader yet. Let's see what they do. Ooh, they're Teamer colors. It's Kona. Welcome, Kona. I do not want you here. No need to bargain this. Just get rid of Kona. And unfortunately, we keep going. If we could have savored, that would have been great because we would have gotten food. I just don't want to play this unless it's going to be a 3-3 for 3. Or better. A little bit of a standoff here. That's okay. We are patient. We can wait to see what they've got. And we can bake into a pie anything they drop. I'm a little nervous that because they have Kona, this might be a just big creatures deck. Like they might have Galta Stampede Tyrant, so they can put all the... Ooh, 4 colors. They might just have a way to empty their hand. Are they looking for white? Do they need to look for white? Midnight Snack. I think they now know what we're doing. I don't know that they can stop us. Midnight Snack does mean we can't cast Bake into a Pie on their turn, but that's okay. It also isn't going to do anything for us for at least another turn, because we need to attack first before we can get the raid trigger on Midnight Snack to make more food for us. They're sitting there with 6 cards in hand, 5 open mana. What do they want to do with it? Pretty intimidating. Guess we could crack our Chromatic Star to see if we can get the party started, but I sure would like to just deal with them first. Return 2 other target creatures to their owner's hand. 2 other target non-land permanents. Ooh, yeah, you could. For sure. Well, if those are the ones, I'm going to eat this food. And I'm going to bake this into a pie to replace my food, so we don't have to worry about it. And yeah, we'll put the midnight snack back in our hand. It's fine. We'll replay the midnight snack. Yeah, I wish we could do a little more with this. Fortunately, I'm not going to just play the Witch's Vanity for no value, although it may have to come out that way if we've got nothing else. We've got another River Regent. It's okay. Are we going to put the midnight snack back again? Yes, we will go ahead and crack our star. Okay, we have a creature. And if we want, we can kill this regent. Do we want to? Why not? Let's do this. Bargain away our food. Then savor to get our food back. Yeah, I feel like we are pretty behind the 8-ball on this this game. They've got a lot of cards in hand. They've got a lot of colors of mana. Doesn't feel great. A little midnight snack just to use our mana for it. I feel like if they kill our Vine Reap Mentors, that's okay. Right now the Dray Leader is pretty big, but I think they're going to have a nice... Oh yeah, there's Kona. Kona we can't kill with Witch's Vanity, which is unfortunate. They station it. Kona's going to put something dangerous into play. Is it Galta? No, it's Omniscience. We're dead. Oh, we're so dead. Our only excuse, our only way out of Omniscience is in our graveyards. This is the only piece of enchantment removal we have. Yeah, this is not great. Not great at all. And this is... So they find a dragon, maybe. Or they have a dragon in a hand. Yeah, they find a dragon. They have a loop here. Yeah. They can... This way, they've got the dragon. They bounce our stuff. They keep bouncing our stuff. They keep replaying the Dragon Storm, using Omniscience to get more things. Yeah, I think this is probably a loop. I bet they have a dragon in hand of some sort. Even if not, this is 22 power on the battlefield. What are they going to do with it? Prime Speaker Zagana to draw all the cards in the world. Yeah, this is the end of it. Good game, Busaloti. All right, we didn't get there on game 5. That's all right with me. We did very well in our first 2 games, but if you lose some in Midweek Magic, that just means you get to play more. I like to play Magic. Let's see what this one will do for us. Okay, into game 6. The Jackalope. Hey, it's Coraline. Coraline? Zoraline. There you go. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this. This looks great. We'll start off with a forest. I would love to begin by tough cookieing. Hello. Hello to you too, Jackalope. Enjoy your chromatic star. That's a Tomb Raider. It's a 2/2 with haste. I don't love that. So maybe instead we will hold off and see what they do, and we can savor that sucker. Savored. Ooh. Ouroboros, Lightstall Inquisitor. This is the one. Exile a card and it costs 1 more to cast. Or it's a land that comes in tapped. That's okay with me. Bolt Wave. Ooh. We're burning. Let's get this experimental confectioner out. That way we can block the Lightstall Inquisitor. Gives us a little food. It's fine. Maybe next turn we return from the wilds. Okay, Lightning Helix. Gets it out of their hand. We take 2. Fine with me. Bull Wave again. Don't know if we're going to make it through this one. We'll get land, but we'll also get a blocker. Let's do Swamp. And we'll play a Swamp for turn. How is this going to go for us? They don't shock on the Sacred Foundry, so they feel confident. But we also have food, so we're not that worried. We have the anti-bolt wave on the battlefield. Yes, we will block the Lightstall Inquisitor. See if they have some kind of trick that they want to use to save their Lightstall Inquisitor, which if so, that's fine with me. I think we can return from the wilds and enjoy a food. Yeah, that works. Return for the wilds. Let's make food. Let's find mana. Sources, that is. We'll get another black source. And let's play the tough cookie. I'm not worried about our life total right now. We got a cookie. We're feeling good about the cookie. We got lots of food. Do they have removal for our cookie? If so, that's alright with me. Yeah, oh, lightning strike on us. Alright. I think... Okay, Lightstall Inquisitor. So our Bristlebud Farmer is exiled. And it'll come in... It just costs more. It doesn't come in tapped like a land would. That's fine. We can play that. And we will. We're going to attack with our cookie. See if they're willing to trade their Inquisitor for it. I bet they are. Yeah. Okay with me. I do that because we could have attacked with a food, but then we're out of mana and we might need it for our... for this. Who knew what they were going to draw? Oh, Jackalope doesn't want to play anymore. Wow. Well, thanks for playing, Jackalope. I guess they just ran out of gas, and we were stabilizing. And they just saw the writing on the wall. Okay, that's fine. We got our third win. Let's see what our cosmetic prize is. Hey, Stoic Star Captain. This is an alchemy card. Oh, okay. Well, that was 6 games. Let's play one more for funsies, and then we'll call it a day. Hopefully we can get a win out of this and end on a high note, but even if not, it's a fun event. So into Game 7 versus Jorcely. Hello, Jorcely. This is okay. We can do this. If they have an aggressive start, we can play our forest for our second land. We're going to start with the Restless Cottage, I think. And if their start is aggressive, we can play the forest to Candy Grapple. If it's not aggressive, we'll play the Mortuary. Or maybe we should play the forest either way and just tough cookie our way into it. Ooh, it's red. I bet it is going to be aggressive. Grease Wrench Goblin. It's a 2/1 with exhaust. Yeah. Let's play the cookie so that we can get some food and they can use either removal on it or maybe we can trade with the goblin. I mean, it's a red Savannah Lions at worst. That's pretty great. Ooh, Devoted Duelist. Yeah, Devoted Duelist is going to be really annoying. Of course, this discards cards and becomes bigger. We can... Mortuary? Much though I would like to return to the wilds. Return from the wilds, rather. Maybe Candy Grapple is better for us. Return from the Wilds will give us a blocker if we want it. What's this? Stingerback Terror. Seems good, and seems like a good reason to hold back on the candy grappling. So we will... Oh, should have mortuaried. Oh well. If we return from the wilds, might as well. We'll do it this way. Get ourselves another swamp. We've got a blocker for their duelist, or a way to get a removal spell out of their hand. Hopefully they play their dragon, and we can midnight snack it away. Ooh, okay. Needlekin, we take 2 damage to the dome. They block with their, or they attack with their duelists, and we block and kill one of them. How about the new one? Sounds good. This Needlehead. First strike during their turn, and when we draw a card, they deal damage to us. So we can get that Stinger back right now, and we will. High Fate Negotiator, very nice. So, is there a reason for us to Knight of Sweet's Revenge here? That costs 4, then we have the mana to do something else with it, but we don't have any blockers. Puts us at 7, maybe puts us at 6. I think it's fine. Let's do it. We're going to Candy Grapple, targeting this, bargaining away this Chromatic Star, so we draw a card. It is a Dray Leader, that's fine. We drew a card, we take damage. We will Mortuary. We find Return from the Wilds. It's not terrific, but we can block a Devoted Duelist with it. That's fine. We'll hang on to it. What we're going to do next is Negotiator and Return to the Wilds, maybe? Return from the Wilds, I should say. Yeah, that seems good. Stingerback Terror is back. Don't love it. Just don't. We'll draw, we're at 5. We'll play our Negotiator, bargaining away one of our food. Go up to 8. Oh, that's all we got. Oh, Return from the Wilds. Oh yeah, we used a... Yeah, that's unfortunate. If we had done it the other... Oh, Screaming Nemesis. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, I think that's it for us. Good game to Jorsely. Jorsely puts us at 7, but it looks like they have something else. Oh, well, they're trampling over for lethal anyway. So yeah, Opera Love Song for a little bit of a Trumpet Blast and a ping, and that's it for us. Alright. I feel like we can get one more in. We won't go beyond 8 games no matter what, but I would like to try and maybe end on a win. I'm just having a good time. This is a completely uncompetitive standard deck, but it's fun. The Chromatic Star doesn't seem like it's doing much for us. I mean, maybe it would if we hadn't built the deck to take advantage of it. Not that it's taken that much advantage of it. But this is game 8 against Marcelo. We have Marcello, perhaps? This is a little bit of a risky keep. Let's hope it works. They start with a Leyline of Hope, so that's already bad for us. They have an Authority of the Consuls, also bad for us. Okay, we are gonna check the Mortuary, hopefully find a land. We do not find a land, but we can use that against their Authority of the Consuls, or maybe their Leyline. Maybe the Leyline's the play. Leon and Vanguard, we can certainly get rid of that. 2 of them, hate it. Let's play the Witch's Vanity and eat one of them, because that gives us a little bit of incremental value as we go. We can Paw Patch away their Leyline of Hope. Let's see how low their curve is. If they activate the Leon and Vanguard's triggered ability this turn because they have 2 other creatures they can play, that is dangerous. Ooh, Seam Rip. They're going to Seam Rip away our Vanity? Well, we can sure replay that Vanity. It's probably not the right choice, but I think we should. Just to teach them not to mess with our witch's vanity. We're the vain one. Okay. It did that in combat. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do this. Destroy target enchantment. Witch's Vanity kills their other Leonin Vanguard. And we pass the turn. Linden from Throne of Eldraine. Reprinted in Foundations, I believe. So, love to see Linden back. Hate that I have to kill her. But I am going to kill her. She will gain them way too much life, especially with that Leyline of Hope in play. Don't love that we're not drawing any land, but that's okay. We lose a little bit of value on our Witch's Vanity. Oh, there's a Johnny's Pridemate. Great use for our other Witch's Vanity. Because they're going to go to 22 here. And we can Candy Grapple them, but I think we're going to save that. I think it will be more powerful later on. Kill the Pridemate. They go to 24 next turn. We're still hurting a little bit. Maybe we throw away the Chromatic Star. But we've got lots of cards in hand, and they don't. Let's toss the Chromatic Star, I should say. Chromatic Scar would be a crazy card. Alright, it's a tap land, but I can take it. And I will. Because we want to use Gingerbread Hunter to kill their Healer's Hawk. I think that works. Could have played the Vine Reap Mentor. That would have been fine too. Yeah, we've got a Healer's Hawk. They think they're going to get some value out of the first one. But instead, we are. If we keep them kind of on the back foot, I mean, they're not really on the back foot, we are. We can get something out of this. Let's Vine Reap. Let's start building some things up ourselves. Yes, they're going to gain life, but we can wear down that life. There's nothing we can do about Authority of the Consuls now. Gingerbread Hunter comes... Ooh, another Leyline, wow. So their Healer's Hawk is big. Let's see if we can do something about it. We can't Gingerbread Hunter and Candy Grapple this turn, and I'm afraid of this getting any bigger. But we get a rat. They gain life. They lose their only creature. We attack. And we're going to go ahead and get a 5/5 Trampler. We are out of removal, unfortunately. They've got the Wind Crystal, which doubles their life gain, can give their things flying and trample. That's not good for us. But we're trying to build back up and maybe get something out of our creatures on the ground. They're back down to 30, which is still high, but okay. They've got a bun. That bun is large, but it's not as large as our honored Dray Leader. So let's bring out Greta. They gain life, it's true. But at least this isn't like a Pridemate to get bigger. Our Dray Leader gets bigger. We're going to use Greta to make the Gingerbread Hunter bigger. Sacrificing the food she brought with us. We get a rat for that. They get more life. Shame. We'll attack with our two big boys. Alright. Those of you watching, if you've done the math on this and it looks like there's just no way out of this for me, I haven't done the math, but I probably agree with you. They probably should attack. I don't have a block that can kill their bunny. Yeah. I will Vine Reap in front of them to get another food. I've got a cookie. Cookie's good. I can double animate my food if I want to. Attack with these. They don't block, of course. They go to 31. It's crazy. I've only got a couple of turns with their Healer's Hawk. Now what's going on? I don't know what they have in hand, but we're going to see. If they attack with their bun, I can double block it with food. And I will. We've got a lot of life. What do they have in hand? Something dangerous, I'm sure. Well, we're gonna animate here. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna hold up 2 mana that we can use to savor. Huge amount of damage, but probably not enough to get us all the way there. That's fine. Still quite a lot of damage. We can sacrifice food. Ooh. Hinterland Sanctifier is annoying. Oh, but they're low enough that Leyline of Hope is not going to save them. Great. We're going to savor this bun away. And I think that wins it for us. Good game, Marcello. That was a good one. Yeah, that was just very fast and back and forth. Yeah, very nice. Game 8, baby. All right. Well, that about does it for us today. Oh, and we get a little bonus prize. Hey, the Roadrunner. Very nice. Yeah, that does it. Thanks for watching, everyone. As usual, Midweek Magic is the next couple of days, so play it until 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific, you know, whatever time it may be for you on Thursday. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. And remember, magic is fun. You should play more Magic.